Okay, I'm trying something a little new with the camera and just my lighting. I mean, I don't aspire to be a great YouTube watch review channel. I'm just a watch enthusiast. Thought I'd give an overview of this MTG. It is the only MTG that I have. And every time I bang the camera mount, it just wiggles. So this thing I'm trying is not good enough. Yeah, this is one of the new MTG-B2000s, and honestly, probably one of the coolest looking ones. Cool looking box, too. Super cool watch. Man, I love this. It's the only MTG I have, the only MTG B2000 I have. This came out, was it 2020? The first few? This particular model might have been a 2021 limited edition. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I have to get that. I think it's probably a little less wearable than the standard colors. But like there's a gray one, you know, with green accents. There's some with like red accents, with bracelets. But, sheesh, that is just super nice. When I saw this, I said, I absolutely need to pick that up. And I got pretty lucky. These are harder to find. They almost certainly sure this is a limited edition. Anyways, MTG is Casio's second highest trim level with G-Shock. Like within G-Shock, the brand, there's like many different tiers. There's a standard line that you could find in like any kind of store. Then there's the Master of G series, which is a little more premium. Then there's all those G Steel, I think, is above that. And then there's the full steel, like the square full steel reissue. Then there's MTG and then MRG. Sapphire. Yeah, let me try to get this close here. This is like a domed sapphire crystal. Really cool. So MTG, I think, means metal twisted G, and that it's a fusion of resin and metal. Some of the previous models, actually most of the previous models, never really appealed to me. Because, you know, if you're paying a lot on a watch and it's metal or mostly metal, but there's still like resin bits sticking out, resin scratches and damages in a kind of an unpleasant way, whereas I think metal gets damaged in a very pleasant way. This series of MTG, though, it's mostly metal. Like, it's, as far as you know, it's a metal watch. But the core, the inner bit, is resin, and it's not just any kind of resin. It's their carbon infused, their third material. Yeah, water resistant 20 bar, like every single G-Shock. Well, I don't know if my serial number going everywhere is good or bad. But, man, that's just such a beautiful looking watch. Solar, of course. Gee, you know, I probably should have tried to read a little more on... Yes, I know it's Bluetooth. I don't know if it has multi-band 6 as well. I don't see that anywhere. But yeah, really cool watch. This is not a training video. This is just, I want to get a show for it, get a feel for it, because there's a lot of videos online, but not a ton. And I just think it's special enough, worth giving a show to people. So you have these 4 pushers and you have this crown. Again, I haven't like prepared something for this video. Okay, so I press that button and now it's like going into a stopwatch mode. There we go, and let me see. In that stopwatch mode, yeah, start and stop, and so that's an accumulator down there. Stop, and I'm gonna guess that resets it back. The mode button, now it's in timer mode. Where you can set a certain time. I think the hands on this move backwards. Yeah, that's trick. That is something very special. I have plenty of digital watches that have a countdown timer. I don't know if I have many. Yep, I'm gonna definitely mount this camera a little differently next time. But I don't have many analog watches with a countdown timer, and the fact that the seconds hand moves backwards, that's just crazy. So yeah, there's some way to, set a certain countdown amount, like 5 or 10 minutes or something, and then it goes down from there, and it will beep. By default, I don't know, it's probably 10 minutes. So you have this tiny little sub-dial there for AM, PM. You have the 24-hour dial, and then you have like this mode indicator dial. So let me stop it and reset that counter. Go into the next mode, which is the alarm mode, and that second hand is pointing to off, and I can toggle it on or off. And now it's back in the time mode where it is set to Tuesday, and that is accurate. So you have full independent control. There's one motor for that sub-dial here, there's a motor for the hours and minutes, and then there's a motor for the second hand and all these other sub-dials. That is just really, really cool. What is this screw down? Yeah. Okay, so we do use this. So whenever you have like a fully motorized watch, like the crown doesn't directly connect to the gear train on this. The crown is kind of like a smart button. So I can feel when I rotate it, the tense. Someone else has a video on how to use this watch. I'm actually pretty good with most G-Shocks, but this is just super, super tricky. Yeah, you can see on the table, I have a bit of a collection, but normally don't spring for the fancier ones. But man, that color, that style, really cool. Gold clasp, gold keeper. I'm wearing another G-Shock. Let me take it off. Put this on wrist. Yeah, these things were selling for $1,100, and that's what I picked it up for when it just came out. I said, this is cool and I like it. But unfortunately, I have probably too many watches, so I never get to wear it. I don't think I've ever worn it out anywhere. I think I took it out of the box, looked at it. So I have a 7.5-inch wrist, a little bit too tight. Yeah, I'm not reviewing things, I'm just giving overviews of things. Really cool, lots of different colors. As you move it, things just emerge. Normally, I prefer bracelets, and I still do, but this watch works on this strap. That is solid. This is not your standard low-quality resin. This is very high quality, and I really like how it articulates in metal here. So the strap can kind of bend straight down. I don't know if I mentioned I have a 7.5-inch wrist. Pretty cool. I do have some calipers. You kind of have to do that if you're given watch overviews. It's a big watch. I'd call it there for the width. So it's 47, 48 mils. If you count just width like this. So Casio's kind of weird. They don't use watch dimensions. They use standard product dimensions. That's 51 millimeters wide. But in the watch world, you measure the case diagonally, excluding protrusions. And on a G-Shock, there's a lot of protrusions. So it's 43 here. And I feel like, where's bigger than a 43? It's certainly a big watch, but it's appropriate for what it is. Like, this would be weird if it's smaller. Bigger than the typical watch I wear. More colorful than, I have some colorful watches. I love this guy right here. That's a $99 watch. This is not a $99 watch. Yeah, it's going for significantly more than that. What I paid for it, but probably entirely worth it. Yeah, just trying to give yet another video on it. I'm sure there's someone out there looking to get one of these. If you're like me, you just want to watch all the videos to see them in different people's hands and different lighting. And like this information Casio provides pretty well. It's 15.5 mil thick. So, light, yeah. There's a light, it's like a super illuminator. Well, that didn't really show up here. I have a light above me. Yeah. In person, that really lights up. It looks really cool. But try to cover this up. It's a well-lit room. There you go. You kind of see it doesn't just light down there, but it kind of floods the whole dial pretty nicely, pretty evenly with light. Really cool. And all those facet really nicely. All right, so yeah, that is my overview of the MTG-B2000PH. I think that PH means Phoenix. Yeah, cool little watch. I should start wearing it. All right. Oh yeah, if you like my voice or something, I have a bunch of these watches. I'm gonna make like a video on each of them. I've been meaning to. So you should think about subscribing. I'm not gonna promise much, but you should think about it. And I'm going to calmly give a nice overview of lots of different watches that I've accumulated. Okay. That's that. Thank you.